Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. Oh, Jewel, I don't know why it does that. Hold on. Hey, girl. How's it going? Sometimes Zoom just has a mind of its own. Welcome on, everyone. Happy Tuesday. We are so excited to get everyone around the table today for some Coach Fryer. What better way to kick off? Well, we've got 3 weeks left in September. What better way to get the tools and resources to be able to make the magic happen? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to welcome Coach Fryer on, but first we'll have people struggling in. We had 267 people register Coach Fryer, so we'll be sending the replay out. We had a lot of folks that are working and things like that, but we'll have some people coming on here in a minute and we will get this replay out to them. Going to be so much great content. I have done a lot of his trainings and he throws so much value. Get that pen and paper out. It might catch on fire, but also when you get the replay, you can go through it again because I have to listen to things 2 or 3 times for them to click. But I want you to share in the comments, if you are new to Coach Fryer, put new so he can connect with you. Also, if you've done any of his trainings before, what's been your favorite takeaway? Like when you think of Coach Fryer, I always think of this, or like some crazy thing you do at the beginning of your lives. I'm always like, okay, he's on. Yeah, he's got it down, the thumbnail. But when it comes to Coach Fryer, what comes to mind? What have you learned from him? What's just a good takeaway you've gotten from him? Now, I also want to know, how are you feeling about your business right now when it comes to overwhelm? You know, you're getting so many trainings, you're getting so many things thrown at you. There's always a new algorithm and a new bells and whistle tool. How are you feeling about your business? Are you feeling like you have focus, you have a plan? I want to know how you're feeling so he can speak to that. And last but not least, I want to share how he's impacted me. So in the fall of 2017, I turned to social media. A lot of you know my story. And I really was stuck. And I was praying a lot, like, God, I will do whatever you say, just show me the way. And I will never forget, actually, Jewel's on here. I think, Jewel, you tagged me. This is hilarious, Brian. Jewel is on here, and I'm pretty sure she's the one that tagged me in your video. And I was like, who's this Coach Fryer guy? Like, he's got a lot of energy. So I started binge watching, and I got sucked in, and this is why. His values are completely aligned with me. Like, I love his servant heart. I love that he's all about making a difference. And the best thing about everything that you're doing, Coach Fryer, and I'll unmute you and put you on spotlight in a second, is that you are elevating this industry. You are making it a place where we can be proud to say, I'm a network marketer, you know, I'm in direct sales, and feel really good about that because we are learning how to make a difference and lead with value and service. So without further ado, I'm gonna put you on spotlight so everyone can see you up close and personal. Welcome on, and take it away.
Awesome, awesome. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me loud and clear?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Kimberly, thank you so much for that kind introduction. It really, truly is an honor to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for the invitation. I don't know about you guys, but I'm fired up. I just ran up and down the stairs 4 or 5 times, did some push-ups. I always feel that when you do trainings, when you do videos, when you're getting ready to speak, whatever it is, you got to take your level of energy and take it up a notch or two. Kimberly, I know she's an incredible speaker and trainer as well, and she just gets that, right? We got to bring that next level of energy. And I want to recircle back because a lot of you, I'm watching the comments, and then Kimberly also shared that it was my energy and excitement that maybe kind of drew you in, maybe to my first video you ever watched or whatever that might be. So let that be a lesson, right? If you're normally on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a level of 2 of energy, hey, I need you to be a 4. If you're a 4, I need you to be a 6. If you're a 6, let's kick it up to be an 8. If you're an 8 like Kimberly and I, you got to be an 11. You know what I'm saying? So super, super excited to be here again. And I again want to say thanks to Kimberly, for the invitation here. I'm honored to be here. Can you guys do me just a huge favor? All those who are live with us, those maybe even catching the replay, I think there might be somewhere that you can drop a comment. But over in the chat box, can you guys just do me a huge favor? I always start my trainings off with expressing gratitude. And I think that each and every one of you are here for a reason today. And one of those big reasons is because of Kimberly, because of her leadership, because of her servant heart to get the message out, to put this all together for you guys. So can you do me a huge favor in the chat box and just tell Kimberly thank you. Thanks for putting this together. Thank you for leading the way. Thank you for this platform. Thank you for bringing Coach in here. Thank you for whatever. Just express some genuine gratitude towards Kimberly. I think that would be awesome. I always love starting with gratitude. Is that cool?
Yes, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Love it. I love it. I love it. And I personally want to say thank you, Kimberly, for your leadership and all that you're doing for the profession. I think that together, you and I and several others are doing our very best to educate, to lead by example, and to get out there and just lift folks up and let them know that we do have something special here in the network marketing profession, and that that like Eric Worre says, right? This is we believe this is a better way. And you and myself and a handful of others are really doing our best to clean up social media. So I just want to say thank you to all that you're doing, because here's what I know for sure, guys. I can't reach everybody. Kimberly can't reach everybody. You guys may or may not have seen, I just am coming off an exciting weekend. We did a little mastermind thing, but I had my good buddy Rob Sperry. Many of you guys know Rob. And I bring this up just briefly because we are strong advocates, and so is Kimberly. You can just tell by what she's put together here that we believe collaboration is much greater than competition. Okay? And so I'm super, super honored again to be here. You guys fired up, ready to rock and roll? Back to the basics.
Woo!
Let's do this. So I don't know time frame what we have, Kimberly. Is there some just a window to stay under or over, or what does that look like?
Whatever you want.
Perfect. Got it. So 3 hours it is. You guys ready to go?
Yes.
So I got some great stuff to share with you guys. I love participation, interaction. So I'll be asking you to do several things over in the chat box. So make sure that you're ready to stay plugged in. What I'd also like to do, Kimberly, at the end of this broadcast is gather all questions that maybe folks have about something I shared. Maybe there's something I didn't share and someone has a question about that. I'd love to take some time at the end and stick around as long as we need to and answer all those. That sound good?
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, let's kick this thing off. Now, I think that there are many different things out there. Like let's just call it what it is. There's so much information out there nowadays. Kimberly would probably agree. As we stand back on the outside looking in for just a moment at the network marketing profession, especially when it comes to social media, there's so much information. There's so much information, and so many people are consuming so much information that they're actually forgetting to actually implement that information that they're learning. Would you guys agree with this statement? Okay. I too was victim of this. It was just learn, notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks full of good stuff. But I didn't do it. I didn't do the actual work. And I think that if there's one thing I'd love for each and every one of you to take away from this today, I'm not saying that my way is the best way or this person's way is the best way, but take bits and pieces of maybe what you're currently doing now. If there's something that I shared today that you're like, oh my gosh, yes, that was great. I'm going to add that one small thing to what I'm currently doing, and that's all you take away from this, then I did my job. That's fantastic, right? The way I share and the way I teach isn't to drop everything that you're currently doing and then switch it and do all this. I think that's just too much work. Do what you're currently doing, what's working for you, but just be cognizant with an open mind of taking a nugget here or a nugget there that you can implement to what you're doing. Make sense? Because the last thing, that Kimberly mentioned was overwhelm. The last thing we want to do is overwhelm anybody, because when you're overwhelmed, you're confused. And when you're confused, you're not doing any work. You're not doing any activity, all right? So we want to keep this as simple as possible. All in favor of keeping it simple, safety in the chat box. I think that would be super cool. Right on, right on. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. Now there's lots of different things that different ways we could have spun this training. I'm basically going to break this down into 3 different sections. Okay. But first and foremost, I want to just ask you guys a few questions and just kind of get a little bit more feedback from you. What's the ultimate goal for you, for your family, for your business, for your business especially? Is it, do you want more recruits? Right? Is it that you want to make more money? Love your feedback. Drop me a comment. It could be a combination of these things. Do you want to be a leader? Do you want to be, speaking on the stage someday? Do you want to, you want to just make a bigger impact, not only in your business, but in your family, in your local community, and whatever that looks like? What does that look like for you guys? Right on. Jackie, more money. Awesome. Christy, more recruits, more money. Grow team and be a great leader for them. Awesome, Erica. Angie, more money. Awesome. And I don't think just to touch on, I don't think money is a bad thing, right? I think it's a tool. It allows us to do some incredible things. So why would we not want to go make more money, right? Because I feel with that, we can make a bigger impact. Right on. Live my dream, says Michelle. Leadership and training, says Patty. Awesome. Make an impact, says Jewel. And also, and circling back around, Jewel, thank you so much for tagging Kimberly way back when.
Yeah, thank you.
One of my videos. That's a very cool story. That's awesome. Develop impactors. Yes. Keep impacting. Yes. Leadership, says Patty. Very good. Looking at a few out of these. Abby says money, a team leader, speak at awesome race convention. Yeah, I love that. That's a great goal. Love Ray too, by the way. That's awesome. Chrissy, impact the way people feel every day. Angie, be a great leader. See, these are all great things. These are all great things. And I think sometimes, the consensus across the profession is recruiting is one of the number one things we want more of. Yes, everybody? Yes, want to recruit more, whether that's customers, reps, business partners, however your specific company classifies those. But what gets overlooked is the work that it takes to actually recruit more people. Everybody wants the result without doing the work. Make sense? We can maybe quote that one. Everybody wants the result without doing the work. This by no means is easy. Kimberly will tell you, I'll tell you, each and every one of you will probably tell me this isn't easy. I tell you what though, it's worth it. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. No matter where you're at in your journey. Many out there who may or may not know our story, we were a 7-year overnight success. Our first 4 years in network marketing, we didn't make a single dollar in profit, right? Some network marketers out there, they're in there for 2 weeks and they don't make any money. They're like, see ya, I'm out. 4 years. Think about that for a moment, right? Okay. So I won't go too much into that, but I ultimately believe that there's 3 different areas of focus. If we were to simplify, I think that's the idea here. We want to just simplify what your focus is, what you're doing each and every day. How could we simplify this and get you the best results? All right. So 3 different sections I want to cover. Let's start with number 1. Okay. The first is mindset. I mean, it really is simple, somewhat cliche, but this is where we have to start, because no matter what I teach you, no matter what Kimberly teaches you or anybody else teaches you, if we're not approaching those actionable steps with the right mindset, we're not going to get the result that we want. Amen? Okay? Amen. So here's just a couple of things and perspectives that I look at when working a business like this on social media. First, number 1, okay? I personally believe social media is a gift. Would you guys agree with that? Like, oh my gosh, like 30 years ago, network marketers didn't have this gift of social media to connect with people all over the country, all over the world, to build their business. Guys, we are so fortunate. We are so fortunate to be living right here, right now. The use of technology. Here we are live streaming on a video to, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of folks are going to be able to see this. Like, how amazing is that? You see, that's my perspective when it comes to building a business online like this is, first of all, how do we start this training? With gratitude, right? Okay, social media is a gift. So here's my question to each and every one of you. How are you approaching social media? How are you approaching it working your business overall? Is it, hey, I've got 500 friends. I got to get out there and that's 500 recruits I can get right now. Like, are you thinking about you and your paycheck? Are you thinking about how can I possibly impact? How can I influence? How can I serve? How can I help? How can I educate those 500 folks? You see, it's a different way to approach it. Okay. So number 1, we've got to just sit and reflect for just a moment and be thankful, right? Thank you, Mark Z, right? Thanks for putting something like this together so that we can have the opportunity to go out there and build a business, globally. Okay. Next part of mindset for me is I think so many are afraid of failing. Say me in the comments. Is that you? I'm saying it. I'm saying it right now. Hold on. Let me type. Right? Because this should be unanimous. Right? We're all in some way, form, or fashion fearful of failing in some way. Right? Some of us have worked on this and have gotten a little bit better, but some of us are still struggling, and that's okay. Right? We're all a work in progress, but here's one guarantee I want to make you on this training. Okay? Failures or obstacles or challenges, whatever you want to classify those are the only guarantee on this journey. Okay? Those are the only guarantee. I think so many of us try to shy away from them. We try to shy away from them rather than just to accept them, because those are the only guarantee in this whole entrepreneur type of journey, network marketing journey, social media journey. Okay? Those who first and foremost understand that concept first, then learn, make a slight adjustment, and keep going, those are the ones that you see succeeding. Okay? It's very, very simple. And if you were to break down that formula again, I mean, it's so powerful. So powerful. So many get stuck on failing, okay? The last two little components to mindset, I could talk personal development and all that cool stuff. I'll just say one little thing. I don't want to dive too much on that. I'm a huge fan. I start off my day each and every morning with personal development. I don't know what that looks like for you. Maybe you like to do it more in the evening, in the afternoon. For me, I like to do it first thing in the morning because I like to fill up my cup before I can go potentially fill the cup of others. That's just how I operate. I'll just give you a quick glimpse as to what I do. I personally read for 20 minutes for a specific book, okay? And then a man of faith, right? I like to dive into scriptures for 20 minutes. Right? Then I take about 5-10 minutes, prayer, just quiet. So about 45 to 50 minutes and I'm done. Okay. That's how I get myself prepared. Can I condense that to about 30 minutes? Sure. If you want to condense that to 30 or 20 or so, that's fine. But that's how I have to start each and every day of mine to go out there and feel like I can make the biggest impact for whatever it is I'm about to do. All right. So I suggest in the morning kind of kicks you off on the right foot. But the last two questions I want to ask, and a mentor taught me this long ago, when it comes to mindset and your overall approach to your business, your family, your faith is can you do this? The answer is absolutely. Okay. Can you do this? Can you be successful? Can you be a leader? Can you make more money? Can you be speaking on stages of some of your favorite folks? Absolutely. The second question is this though. Will you do this? Mm-hmm. And my mentor said, I don't know, Brian, that's up to you. I get the goosebumps just saying this because it's so powerful. We all have the opportunity to do this. The answer is absolutely 100% yes, I can do this. But will you do this? I can't make that decision for you. You have to make that decision. Okay, so just briefly, some mindset stuff. Are we in the right context now? We have the right frame of mind? Just put a 1 over in the chat box. That'll let me know that that section 1 was helpful for you and really kind of put things in perspective to kick things off. Good stuff? Mm-hmm. All right, let's keep moving. I believe the second part of this. So number 1 is mindset. We just covered all that. Section number 2, all right, is of course our daily method of operation. All right, I'm going to dig a little bit deeper here. I'm assuming more questions will probably come. If you do have questions, write them on your notepad. We'll circle back around and you can rapid fire at the end. Okay. I personally believe, this is just my thoughts, I like to keep things simple. All in favor of keeping things simple? Say aye. Right. Okay. DMO for me is, it comes down to two different categories, especially those who want to build on social media: content and conversations. That's it. Content and conversations. I'm going to break each one of these down for you just real quick. All right. I personally believe that each and every one of you are here for a reason. You have an interest in growing your business on social media. That's why you're here. Nothing against home meetings, 3-way calls. Those are also great ways to build. I just prefer to use technology and social. I'm assuming you guys do as well. A combination of the two is okay as well. But I'm a big believer that conversations are the nuts and bolts of what we need to focus on. All right. So when it comes to, just give you guys just a couple of quick stats, quick numbers, just to kind of put this in perspective. When it comes to those of you maybe building on Facebook, using your personal profile, we think now with all the algorithm changes and all this stuff, I just kind of shush all that stuff to the side. I suggest you guys do as well, because if we just focus on these couple of simple things, we won't have to worry about those things. But on your timeline, when it comes to just your personal profile and post, or anywhere from like 1 to 3 posts per day. I don't know, Kimberly, you're in that ballpark as well, somewhere in there. I know about, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I used to teach 3 to 5 posts per day. That I believe has come and gone. Mm-hmm. We don't need to be putting that much content out. It's just a personal preference. But these are more of like your home run posts. If you're not too sure what that looks like, I would challenge each and every one of you, go back to your last 7 days, your last 14 days, your last 30 days. What types of posts were getting the most engagement? What types of posts was your audience responding to? What video topics was really resonating with your audience, right? Home run types of posts, okay? Now, I'm not going to go too far crazy in all those different types of posts, and we've got the motivational types of quotes, and we've got just the text types of posts now, 83 characters or less with the big old letters. I don't want to go too much into that stuff, but a variety, of course, is great. We can answer more of those questions at the end if that's helpful. Okay, who's doing stories? Instagram, Facebook stories? Who's doing it? Who's doing stories? You guys loving them?
Yes.
I'm just curious, how many of you guys actually prefer stories over timeline, whether it be Instagram or Facebook? I'm just kind of curious. Are you guys noticing? I know Kimberly, it's a shift kind of, right? A little bit of a shift. More and more eyeballs are on stories nowadays. And this is why I like the example of maybe limiting 1 to 3 posts on our timelines and really digging in a little bit deeper into stories. I suggest, depending upon where you're at in your journey, if you're someone who's brand new to network marketing, brand new to social media, I don't want you to think you need to go post 20 story posts every single day. It's probably not feasible. But I always say anywhere from like 3 to 10 per day, somewhere in there. I definitely don't encourage like 20, 30, 40, 50 a day, because then that just kind of gets crazy and nobody wants to sit there and watch those over and over and over, right? But 3 to 10, if you're brand new, start with a few. Start with 2 or 3 per day. Yeah, stories are absolutely great. How many of you guys, I'm just curious, we can touch more on this in the end, but how many of you guys have recruited or generated a prospect or a lead from stories so far? I'm just curious. I always love getting feedback of those who are using them versus those who have some interaction. Love it. Lots. Good. That's okay. Just a couple, some of you, very cool. Awesome. I love it. Let's transition now into another form of content, live video. How many of you guys are doing live video? Just say live in the comments. Live video. There's a lot of, I don't want to say controversy, because it's not really controversy. It's just like, live videos are great. Keep doing lives. Lives are dead. Stop doing lives. Here's what I know for sure, and I'll just let this rest here. I'm still doing lives. Kimberly's still crushing lives. So do you think it's a good idea to keep doing lives? I don't know. I'm just curious. Right? What do you guys think? Is it still a viable free marketing option? I mean, holy smokes. If we're not doing videos, I think we're leaving a lot on the table, right? Okay. We could talk more strategy and stuff in a bit, but when it comes to live video, if you've maybe never done one before, we typically suggest anywhere from 3 to 4 per week, right? Okay, if you're brand new to doing videos, you've never done them before, here's a little bonus tip. I suggest kicking things off with a bang. We like to teach our clients to challenge them to do 7 lives in 7 days, to kind of get the ball rolling, get some momentum generating. Get your audience used to seeing you, and then after 7 in a row, then you can go back to 3 a week or something like that, right? Okay. I do 3 per week. I don't know, what about you, Kimberly? Do you have a specific strategy for lives? How many you do per week publicly?
A lot.
Lots.
It's kind of a problem. Yeah, so it's a lot, but it's in different places. So stories, groups, on my page, Instagram, it's all over.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. So maybe I can clarify, because that's a great example. I'm the same. When I say 3 per week, for me, that's 3 on my profile, on my Facebook profile. Yes, there's IGTV videos, there's business page videos, there's story videos. Those are all in addition to. So 3 staple live videos per week on the profile. And here's one little quick additional thought and tip. For those that don't know me, I'm big on attraction marketing. I know Kimberly does this exceptionally well, and really creating content around curiosity and stuff like that, right? Drawing people into you, becoming the hunted versus the hunter. In this formula with live video, if you do 3 live videos per week, I suggest, because we're still building a business here, aren't we? You still want to generate leads, customers, reps. I suggest one of those 3 live videos is product or business related, right? Okay. Again, there's lots of different ways to do this. I'm a big advocate and encourager for creating curiosity, for creating generic value. When it comes to videos and curiosity posts, not necessarily giving away company name, products, all that stuff, I think many of you are probably building in that manner, which is super cool. Okay, so one of those 3, we're still building a business. Okay, is a great thought. Now, one other quick note when it comes to content, then I'm going to transition to conversations, and I think that's going to be really powerful for you guys when it comes to daily method of operation. One little quick bonus tip when it comes to content. If you've got everything I've said so far and you're like, okay, coach, I got it. That seems pretty simple. I can do that. Or maybe, yes, coach, that's what I'm doing. I'm already doing that. So I feel good about that. Thanks for the validation. Here's one little thing that maybe you can add. Okay. I'm a big fan of Facebook groups. Mark Z about 6 months ago did a live broadcast talking about Facebook's direction, what their focus is. Kimberly's probably touched a lot on this, Facebook groups and communities, right? And how important those are for Facebook moving forward. So a quick little bonus tip, I would suggest becoming a part of 2 to 3 niche Facebook groups that you can provide value in each and every week, right? Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't suggest that this is like some of those spammy, crazy network marketing groups. That's not what I'm talking about here, right? Okay, because we all know that's just a bunch of people buy my products from it. Like, it's just, we're not talking those salesy types of groups. We're talking like, what interests do you guys have? So I'd love to just get some feedback from you. You know, are you a dog lover? Do you love to travel? Do you like to sew? Do you like to swim? I mean, do you like to mountain bike? Like, what the heck do you like to do? Okay, I like to golf personally. So guess what niche groups I'm in? I'm in 2 to 3 golf niche groups, right? Okay, there's a couple of mom groups, right? What else you guys got? What other? Reading. Alicia, that's a great one. Reading. Some of you might be saying, well, Coach Fryer, what does reading have to do with my business? And I'm like, well, wait a minute. It has everything to do with your business, because remember, you're not in the products business. You're not in like compensation plan business. You're in the people business. Your focus should be meeting new people, especially with those who have similar interests. So if you join a reading group, isn't that cool? How much simpler is it going to be to start a conversation? You now have something in common, and it's that much simpler to get engaged, right? Okay, what other ones do we got here? Mompreneur groups, cool. Be careful with those, though. I'm just gonna throw that out there. There's some crazy mom groups out there. Kimberly's probably like, knows where I'm going.
I've sifted and sorted.
So just tread lightly, guys. Tread lightly. I would even prefer even more niche down groups. We have a few clients who are in, you know, a couple of really cool, engaging dog lover groups or cat lover groups. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy the amount of engagements that some of these groups get and the amount of friends and connections they have made. No matter what they sold, shampoo, patches, electricity, health and wealth, like it doesn't matter. Lashes, makeup, skincare, it doesn't matter. All of those folks in Dogs Group, guess what, are using all those types of products. So isn't it a great way to just make some more new connections with folks who have some similar interests? Sewing and crafts. Alicia says she's in a dolphin lovers group. I mean, that's so awesome. Most network marketers are not thinking like this, though. Do you guys understand? Like, they're not thinking this way. Why would I want to be in a dolphin lovers group? That's not going to help me make money. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the bridge to help you meet more new people who have a similar interest. Isn't that what we're in? We're in the people business. You got to put yourself in front of more new people, all right? So quick strategy in those groups now, okay? And again, I suggest 2 to 3. I don't suggest going to join like 10 different groups today. I don't want you to get overwhelmed, okay? If you need to even just start with 1, that's fine, okay? But what do you do when you're in those groups? Part of my bonus tip here. I suggest definitely making some sort of an introductory post, of course. No mention of your product, no mention of your business, please. Let's leave that there. You're there to make new friendships, okay? But then I suggest making 1 to 2 posts per week in that group that's going to contribute value to the other members of that group. So if you're in a dog lovers group, right, and you got a cool dog, or your dog did a trick, or you just changed up your dog's dog food and now he's feeling better or she's feeling better, like, that's great content, right? You can go to the group. Hey, everyone, you know, hey, for those golden retrievers, you know, I know many of you use maybe this type of food. I was feeling adventurous and tried this type of food, and now my dog is feeling better, doing better, all this stuff. Thought I would share. Like, that's value to that specific group. Now, to your timeline, maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. But to that group, that's valuable. That's helpful. Okay? So 1 to 2 of those types of posts per week. And then I suggest take about 5 to 10 minutes 3 times a week. Okay? We're talking 15 to 30 minutes max per week. And just go engage in those groups. Do you have 30 minutes a week? 10 minutes, 3 times, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 9:30, or, you know, I'm in there diving in, you know, sharing, or 9 to 9:10, whatever. Very simple, okay? Very powerful. I think that gets overlooked sometimes and underestimated because it can be very, very powerful, okay? So that's content. We're under DMO still. Content is the first, conversations is the second part of our daily method of operation. Again, you guys are in the people business. You all said you want to recruit more people, but I would venture to say that you're not talking to enough people, okay? This is the biggest hang up for so many. So I'm going to actually give you a guideline, a formula, I guess, if you will, that you can kind of reference, okay, when it comes to conversations, okay? So for those that are taking notes, which I'm assuming you guys are, write these down, okay? Now, if you're brand new to network marketing, do I have any folks who are brand new, brand spanking new? This is like you're in your first day, first week, first month, something like that. Just say me in the comments, just kind of curious. What kind of folks do we have here live? A few who are new, okay? I saw a few hands raised, okay? I'm going to break down your formula first. Everybody else, don't write this down just yet, okay? So for those who are newer to the profession, I don't want to overwhelm you. Here's what we suggest, okay? 5 new reach outs or 5 new conversations started every single day, okay? Many of you are building on social. It doesn't necessarily have to all be on social media. It could be a combination of online, offline, whatever you so choose. 5 new connections per day, okay? Now, these should be short, sweet, to the point. I'm not telling you to go reach out to 5 new people and have 30-minute conversations with them. That's not what I'm saying. I think 2 to 5 minutes max per conversation is great. This is just a simple touching point, guys. It's just a simple connection point. Let's say it's one of those fellow dog lover Facebook group members. You reach out, hey Kimberly, Brian here. I know we don't know each other, but we're both inside that dog lovers community. I saw your post in there last week. It was so cool. Your dog is so cute. Thought I would reach out and just say hello. How's your week going so far? Guys, can you do 5 of those per day? So simple. Right? We have some chit chat, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Awesome. Hey, Kimberly, great to meet you. Look forward to seeing more of your pictures of your dog. Hope you have a great rest of your week. See ya. I mean, that's it. I'm just looking, especially that first conversation, just a touching point. Okay? Very simple. So 5 a day. So what does that mean? That's what? I'm not very good at math, but 35 new conversations a week. Right? 35 and 35, 70 every 2 weeks, 140 every single month. You know what we've learned over the course of our career, 12 plus years in the space now? If you have 140 new conversations every single month, the numbers tell us, and I've broken all this down, right? Okay, you're going to have anywhere from 20 to 40 exposures to your product or business when you reach out to 140 new people. Might not be that first conversation, might be the second, might be the third, might be one of those conversations circling back around, checking out your next live video that you're doing on your products. You piqued their curiosity. See where I'm going with this? 140 new conversations is going to lead to anywhere from 20 to 40 exposures to your product or business. And isn't that what we're after? Exposing people to your product, service, business, right? Okay. Which typically leads to, if you have 20 to 40 exposures, typically going to lead to 3 to 5 new signups. I just broke down the numbers for you. So if we go back to the very beginning and I ask you, how many of you would like to enroll 3 to 5 new people per month? I'm sure a lot of you would be ecstatic. Some customers, some reps, combination of the two, whatever. You see, again, back to what my mentor said. Can you do it? Can you do 140 conversations? You reach out to 140 new people per month? Absolutely. Will you do it? I don't know. That's up to each and every one of you. Okay? So that was for our newer folks. Now, for those who are maybe a little bit more established, maybe have a little bit of a team going and you're making some money, right? Okay? Been in the game a little bit longer. Here's what I suggest for you. 10 new conversations per day. Okay? Again, these are 2, 4, 5 minutes tops. These are initial reach out messages. Okay, if you're not too sure what to say to them, go take a quick look at their profile. Very simple. I'm going to give you my first conversation formula here in just a second, but that's 10 a day. That's 70 a week. That's 140 every 2 weeks. That's 280 new conversations every single month, guys. This is what most are not willing to do. I'm telling you exactly what you need to do if you want the end result. 280 new conversations per month is typically going to result in 60 to 80 new exposures. Again, I'm not saying all 60 to 80 are going to say yes, but 60 to 80 exposures, some are just going to be in the hopper. Some might come back next month. Some might come back in 2 months, 6 months, a year. But 60 to 80 new exposures, that's someone who's serious about building a business. And for the end result, right, okay, anywhere from 5 to 8 new signups. This is what we can typically foresee resulting in 240, 80, 5 to 8. Now, how many of you guys, again, would like to enroll 5 to 8 new people per month? For some of you, that would be life-changing. Again, I always go back. Can you do this? Absolutely. Yes. 100% conviction. Yes, I can do this, Coach Pryor. Will you do this? I don't know. That's not up to me. That's up to you. How bad do you want this? Right? What are you fighting for? What do you got on that dream board that's to the left or the right of you right now that you're glancing at, looking at, that just gave me the goosebumps, right? Because that's what you're fighting for. It might be a picture of your family. Might be to pay off your house. Might be to pay off your parents' house. Might be to travel more. Might be to you know that by the time I'm 37, but by the time retirement comes around, when it's my turn, there's probably not going to be a freaking retirement. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to go create my own retirement. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Helpful. Put a number 2 in the comments. Was this helpful? The second section, DMO. Yes, yes, yes. Good stuff. One more section, and then Kimberly, I'll pass it back to you. We can do a little round table, circle, answer questions, all that cool stuff. Sound good?
Yes.
Now, before I get to this last section, I just want to get your guys' feedback real quick. From what I've shared so far, is this like completely overwhelming? Is this like, oh my gosh, Coach Pryor, this is way too much. I can't do this. This is crazy. I'm overflowing with notes. Pages are flying everywhere. Or is this just like, oh my gosh, this is freaking simple? Okay, good. Good. Okay, cool. Okay, this last part is gonna make this thing come full circle. Again, remember, you're building a business. You're building a business. We've got to get your mind right first. Then we have to have a daily method of operation. I can talk about consistency all day long, every day, all day. Okay, I'll save that for another training. Okay, but the third part is this, and this is going to tie into your conversation. So the third part is exposures. Because at the end of the day, my friends, if you're not talking about your product and business, you are not in business. Mm-hmm. Now, let me rephrase that. This doesn't mean go post it all over your social media. Well, Coach, I posted all about my product and all about my business, and nobody gives a rat's. Nobody cares. That's not an exposure, guys. That's not an exposure. Okay? An exposure to me is in and through a one-on-one conversation, a presentation. Could be messenger, could be the phone, could be in person at the coffee shop. Could be someone you invited to a team overview of a business opportunity or a product overview, right? That maybe your upline's putting on. There's lots of different ways, right? Could be a quick 5-minute video that you have that you use as one of your tools to share, right? Could be lots of different things. An exposure to your product, service, or business. Here's a question I need each and every one of you to answer. How many exposures have you personally had in the last 24 hours? Let me see the numbers.
I need to look.
Alicia says, Fraser says, don't be a fool, use a tool. You guys love Fraser too? I'm actually, him and I are doing an interview in 2 hours from now, this afternoon. And we just did a big project together. So much fun. Love Fraser. Awesome. Look at the numbers. How many exposures have you had, product or business, in the last 24 hours? 6, 10, 1, 6. Come on, be honest with me. Come on. I'm not going any further until I get some more answers. Come on. What do you got? Awesome. 5, 3, 2, 16. If it's 0, put 0. Don't be bashful. This is a moment of transparency. This is a moment for you to be honest with yourself. Right on, Michelle. Katie, thank you so much. Melanie, okay, got it. Jackie, Abby, Christy, love it. Okay. Angie, thank you guys for being truthful. Mm-hmm. Okay. You see, we got to put some things into perspective, don't we? If we're not exposing new people to our product, service, or business, we don't have a business. Our business isn't moving forward. At the end of the day, we put our head in the pillow and we're frustrated that our business didn't grow that day. Let's look back at the amount of activity that we actually did. At the end of every single day, how many new people did you expose to your product, service, or business? If it's 0, we know for sure our business isn't moving forward, guys. Okay? A little bit of a little transparent moment for us to, oh my gosh. Yeah, now it's going to get a little bit more interesting. Same question, but in the last 7 days. If you don't know the exact number, just kind of give me a guesstimate. How many exposures to your product, service, or business have you had in the last 7 days? Another moment of transparency. Another moment for us to look at what we've got and say, oh my gosh, I never thought of it like this. I've been posting in all the groups. I've been doing my live videos. I've been doing all this stuff, but I haven't had any exposures. We can be doing all the stuff, but unless we're working towards the exposures, our business isn't growing. Good, good. Lots of good numbers, okay? Now, for those of you with single digits, over the last 7 days, we have some work to do. We have some work to do, but let this be a moment of reflection for you as to, oh my gosh, this is maybe where I'm kind of falling off a little bit. This is where I'm lacking in my business. I'm doing the stories, I'm creating some good content, but I'm just not having enough conversations about my product and business with other people. That's where I'm lacking. And guess what, guys? That's okay. You have to first recognize where you need work. Then you can go take the correct action to get better at that, right? Well, Coach Fryer, I'm terrible at talking to people. I don't know what to say. And what do I, guys, ask Kimberly, ask myself. We were terrible at first too. It's something that you're going to acquire over time and get better at, okay? The key to this whole equation to growing your business, customers, reps, okay, is exposures. No exposures, no business, okay? Amen, everybody. We all in agreement? Here's some words of encouragement for for those of you who are maybe new. This whole idea of exposures, guess what? I like to be transparent. You guys getting the hang of that? Coach Fryer just tells it like it is, in a nice, kind, genuine way. Not soft by any means. I'm just gonna tell you how it is. I think Kimberly does a great job of this too. Like, there's enough hype and fluffing out there in the world today in our profession that, like, let's just get real with folks, okay? For those of you who are maybe newer, okay, you're probably going to have a lot more conversations than maybe those who have gone before you. Know that going in. Know that going in. You might have to talk to 100 people to sign up 3. I don't know. But the better you get at having conversations, the more practice you have, soon you're going to talk to 100 people and you're going to enroll 10. And then after that, you talk to 100 people and you're gonna enroll 25. When we first started, I would expose 10 new people to our product or business, and I would be lucky if I could get 1 to join. Towards the tail end of our career, I just like sharing transparent examples. I talked to 10 people, 7 were open and interested, and I could sign up 5 to 6.
Wow. Now,
that wasn't maybe on the spot. Could have been a day later, a week later, a month later. But when I talked to 10 people, okay, we're talking 7, 8 years difference, right? From talking to 10, maybe enrolling 1, talking to 10, enrolling 5 to 6. Okay, just to kind of put things in perspective. Don't kick yourself. You talk to 10 and nobody enrolls. That's all right. Okay. Last little tip again is when it comes to exposures, we talk about getting back to the basics, and I think this aligns with what we've talked about here today. This is my last point, Kimberly, and I'll kick it back to you, is I'm a huge fan of encouraging each and every one of you, whether it be your company or your upline or your team, you've got some sort of tool or resource in place that once you have someone who is open to learning more about your products or open to learning more about what it is you're doing for the business, that you don't just sit there and try to explain it, that you point them to a tool, please. There's too much of network marketers sitting there in Facebook Messenger all day long trying to explain all the benefits and all the amazing things about their product and where it was stemmed from and how many years of research and all. Nobody freaking cares about that stuff. Mm-hmm. do me a huge favor and plug into your upline, your team, your company, and find a tool or resource that works best for you, so that when you generate a brand new lead or prospect from a Facebook Live video, from something you just did, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'd love to learn a little bit more about what you're using. Oh my gosh, how'd you do that? You're able to share that tool or resource and not just sit there and have to have a 4-hour conversation about what that is. Let's simplify things for you. Again, remember, if someone like that ends up wanting to join the business down the road, they're going to think about exactly how you introduced it to them, and they're going to think that that's exactly what they're going to have to do. So if you're talking to a prospect and you spend an hour talking about products, guess what they think they have to do? Not fun. How much simpler is it to just point to a tool? And that sums up exposures. Number 1, mindset. Number 2, DMO. Number 3, exposures. Kimberly, kick it back to you. This has been awesome.
Oh my gosh. I have like pages and pages of notes. So I can't even say how awesome that was. So thank you. So question, I saw one popped up, and I was going to ask you this anyway, so it's a good segue. So you talked about 4 years, you know, the famine. And I want to know, was there something specific that finally clicked? And you said was it you and your wife that did that? That's what I thought. Okay. And I've seen your guys' interviews together because I've done all your courses. So I don't know if you're going to talk about that at the end, but please do tell them about that. So she's an amazing human, and you guys did that together. So what was that like to go through 4 years and not have the results? Because like you said, we have so many people who quit right before they're to have that breakthrough. And Michelle asked, how do you stay positive when you're not having the results?
Love it. Love it. Love it. So maybe a little bit backstory of our story. So 4 years, to sum it up lightly, I was coming out of a professional baseball career, saw this as a side income opportunity, turned, oh my gosh, you can do so much more with this profession. But I feel the biggest reason why we struggled for 4 years is because I had a big ego. I was not open to listen. I was not coachable. I was, I know everything. I had no idea what I was doing, by the way. I thought I did, but I was not open to being coached and mentored by uplines, by other leaders in the space. I thought that I knew how to do it, and I was just going to go out there and do it. Long story short, that led to 4 years of some great education of what not to do. Right. Okay. So after those 4 years, what changed? Right. What light bulb moment went off? Well, that was the first light bulb. Okay. The second light bulb was not only becoming coachable, not only removing my ego, but being open to listen and learn to those who had gone before me. Stop worrying about all of the little nitpicking stuff and just do as they said. I focused more on my activity than I did the result. Okay. I think so many get caught up in maybe a rank or a title or a this or money, this or that, like rather than just focusing on the activity, kind of like the exercise we did here today, guys. And this is why I love that so much. Everybody wants 5 to 8 new recruits per month, but some are not willing to do what it takes to get to those 5 to 8 recruits per month. That was me. That was me. I wanted the result, but was ego driven and was not willing to focus on doing the actual work. Helpful?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's all about the activity. And I think it's amazing for you guys to see, because like I said, we're really aligned on how we teach. Is I believe in building relationships and offering value and connection and seeing people as people instead of just like, okay, I'm going to send out a bunch of cold messages, which is fine. Some people do it and they love it and it works. But you can see what he's built, you guys. Like he's not only built and got to the top of his company and recruited a ton of humans, but he's built a legacy, for himself and his family and us, right? Like, look at what he is doing for this entire industry. So I think when you start to think about impact, and I think a lot of you are drawn to me because you're like that too, and you guys put that in the comments. If you're thinking long-term with this, your reach outs are going to be different. If you're thinking about how can I make this person's day a little bit better and talk to them because you really do want to get to know them better and don't have an agenda. When it does come up naturally in conversation, people don't feel like, the bait and switch. They will feel like you genuinely are sharing something you're excited about. So I just love how you talked about the connection in the process, but don't forget, you have to get to the exposures. Last question I have is, how do you track all of this? Because you have like great data. I feel like most of us here don't know our numbers. Can you tell a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it's just a simple accumulation of our own personal activity. Back in the days, good old pen, paper, something like that. You know what, Kimberly, maybe we can do, I'm going to send you, I just recently created, it's a PDF. Like, I don't even think you just download it, save it to your computer. There's nothing attached to it, of a good visual, if this would be helpful for you guys. It's just a visual. I actually created it for the social media revolution thing we did. Be more than happy to share that with you, Kimberly, and you can share with your folks.
Okay.
There's nothing else attached to it. It's just literally a one-page visual or organic growth for social media. It talks about all the different things. It's basically a funnel that looks like this in big, bright colors, right? Okay. It talks about 3 steps, what to do in each of these steps. The end result is new customers, new reps, what you should be doing each and every day, pouring into, to build your business. Very, very powerful. And then it shares some of those numbers like I shared today, the conversations, the exposures, the signups.
I love it. Thank you. And I'm going to email this out, you guys, the YouTube replay, so I'll attach it. How can people find you? What are some different ways that they connect with you on social media? Do you have anything currently open? Any small group coaching? I know you just finished Mastermind, which is awesome. How can they connect with you and find out more?
For sure. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I wasn't planning on sharing anything like that. CoachFryer.com is just a simple way to connect with us. Our blog, we put out 2 blog posts every single Monday and Wednesday. We've got a great free social impactors group as well, Kimberly, maybe where most might be able to get started and just kind of look. What I admire most about Kimberly is her and I have similar values, like she's touched on a few times. We believe in similar ways of building. I'm a huge fan of relationship building as well. That's what we've prided ourselves on. Again, I know there's lots of different ways to build a business. This is about what works best for each and every one of you. And there's one more quick thing I will say, is that when it comes to building this type of a business, can I ask 2 quick questions, Kimberly, to these folks real quick?
Of course.
Okay. When it comes to, I want to put you guys in the shoes of your potential customers and reps for just a moment. Okay. So let me ask you guys 2 questions. Question number 1, would you personally buy a product or service from somebody you do not trust? Let me know in the chat box. Where are you? Would you buy something knowingly with someone that you do not trust? Would you buy something from them? Of course not. It's unanimous, right? Okay. My second question is this. Knowingly, if you knew, would you get into business with somebody you do not trust? Again, when I position it this way and I give you that type of a perspective, how does this correlate to your business now and the use of social media and my thoughts on the whole direct message thing, rapport building or anything like that? Is you guys just answered unanimously. You wouldn't buy something from someone you don't trust. You wouldn't get into business with someone you don't trust. So doesn't it make sense, especially when it comes to social media, that the goal isn't to get more recruits and get more signups when it comes to social media, but the goal should be what? The goal should be to earn the trust of more people. Once you get this perspective, once you grasp this perspective, it's not about how many recruits you can go get. It's how many folks you can earn the trust of, right? Each and every day. How many more folks can you earn the trust of today? I wake up every single day after I read with that thought in mind. What content, what conversations can I have today to go earn the trust of more people genuinely? The more trust you have, would you guys agree?
Yes.
When you trust someone, you're more likely to buy something from them, maybe even consider joining them in business. Just a powerful perspective.
Absolutely. It's so awesome. I'm like, can't even talk. Thank you so much. You guys, I mean, they're all shaking their heads. Like, you just gave so much value, but also principles, right? And concepts that are going to stick with them. So when they sit down to connect, they can start just connecting and building those relationships and not get so hung up on what do I say, what word, and all that stuff. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts of taking time out of your busy schedule and pouring into the Goal Diggers. I know a lot of them are going to start following you and watching your videos. You guys go check him out, go follow him, turn him on to See First, because he's always dropping so much value. So thank you, Coach Fryer. You're amazing.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for having me. Appreciate you.
Have a good one. Bye, guys.